Hi, and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. Well, here we are at the end of another year. I don't know how 2023 has been for you. I do know that for some of my friends, it's been a great year of new opportunities and change. But I also know that for some other friends of mine, it's been a really tough year, and actually they're really looking forward to starting afresh tomorrow. I think if I had to come up with one word for myself to describe this year, it would be quick. It's felt to me like this year has passed in a bit of a blur, and I'm not sure where the time's gone. There are things I wanted to achieve that I haven't managed to fit in yet, so I'm going to have to do them next year. And equally though, there are some things that have happened and people that I've met that I could never have anticipated that's been just amazing. As I was thinking about what to say today, and thinking about all that stuff, I was reminded of a couple of people in the Bible who were to encounter, who had an encounter, I should say, in a way that they weren't necessarily expecting, and were a bit surprised. The first one is a man called Simeon. He spent most of his time in the temple in Jerusalem, and he believed firmly that God had made a promise to him. The promise was simply that one day he would see the person who was going to change the world and see them with his own eyes. He hung on to that promise, never knowing when it would happen, getting older and older. And then one day he saw a young couple come into the temple with a tiny baby. Now there's nothing special about that. This was the normal custom. Every new baby was brought to the temple and a small sacrifice was offered in thanks to God. That's just what everybody did. It was the Jewish law. But today, something was different. God directed Simeon over to see this young couple, probably only teenagers, the girl called Mary and the boy called Joseph. And God told Simeon there and then, this is the one, this baby is the one that I promised you would see. And Simeon prayed a prayer of praise to God as he saw and maybe even held the baby and prayed a blessing on Mary and Joseph. And passed on to them a message from God about who their baby, who Jesus was going to be. Now, as this was happening, there was an elderly lady also in the temple. Her name was Anna. And she saw what was going on and she came over. She was a prophet. She had messages from God. As far as I know, she hadn't had a promise like Simeon, but instead she'd lived in the temple for many decades since she became a widow, because she was when she got married, her husband died after only a few short years. She also, at that moment, heard God tell her how special Jesus was, and she joined this little gathering and she told everyone around, everyone who would listen, about what God had told her about Jesus. You know, both Simeon and Anna, when they woke up in the morning, they weren't expecting this. It was completely unexpected. And they met Jesus and Mary and Joseph. I think it probably did more than just make their day. It made their year. It's something that they would probably never beat in their lifetimes. I'm not sure what Mary and Joseph thought of all this. They probably were hoping to get in and out fairly quick and get the baby back home, because we all know what small babies are like. But having said that, I hope they were encouraged and blessed by the things that they heard. So whatever your feelings have been about 2023, we are now at the end of it, and 2024 is upon us. I hope as you look back, you'll find some things this year that have been an encouragement to you. None of us know what's going to come next year, but I do hope you find good things, new beginnings, and if you need it, a bit of a fresh start. I also pray that in 2024 you'll find amazement in the unexpected, and that you'll have a happy and a peaceful new year. If you're partying tonight, stay safe, have a good one, and I'll see you next week. God bless.